Greetings, pilgrims. Today I'll be sharing 3 stories with you of the strange, daft and ludicrous. And at the end of each story I shall be showing you a video associated with it. But before we kick off, if you could do me a favour and smash the like button like it was Gillian's fucking nose. It helps with the views, it helps with my, algorithms and think of it. You know what I'm talking about. So, without further ado, let's kick off. It had been awfully wet for a July in that golden year of 1987. So the first bright day that she saw, a certain Mrs., let's call her Fudds, saw the sun in the sky and thought, hey, maybe the last chance till winter. So after gathering up her washing and taking a few steps onto the outside seating area, which they referred to as the Arboretum, it wasn't really, it was just like a flagged area. Well, crazy paving they called it, but it was just like broken flags. Put a bit of compo in between necks and, and no one's alive there, are they? Anyway, she steps out onto the Arboretum, flagged area, and proceeded to peg out. She took a final, lingering look in the sky. Not a cloud about. She reached to peg out the first skiddy grit. Funny, she thought. Not a cloud in the sky. And yet I'm sure, absolutely sure, I could feel the first speckle of rain. What could that possibly be? So after completing pegging out her week's worth of washing, well, say a week's worth, it was just like, 2 pair of Lee jeans, one of my sisters, one of mine, one of her brothers, Tapao t-shirt, not mine, Floyd t-shirt, a couple of skiddy grits, as I say, 2 pair of Roadrunner sport socks. We weren't, not the cleanest by any means, but not the dirtiest on the estate either. Anyway, time was marching on. She glanced at her wristwatch as she pegged out the last skiddy grit. Oh, time for work, she thought. Off to the Peugeot. The Halifax Building Society was Parcher Central in the 80s. Kind of like the Studio 54 of the Northwest. And Mrs. Kath Fudds loved every minute of it. There was always something going on, some jape to be had. She'd lost count of how many times she'd been caught in the caretaker's cupboard with Loretta, swapping knickers. No going on, just, like girlish hijinks. What times to be alive, eh? She clocked off at 5 and made good time driving home in the Peugeot. What a glorious day, she thought. Could it possibly get any better? Little did she know. Not bad, she thought, as she reached the driveway of the leafy upper middle suburban enclave of Blackburn. Perhaps we should have some pims on the lawn this evening. Not the lawn, obviously, the paved area that I mentioned before. Crazy paved. Anyway, she thought, better take the washing in first. The house was unusually quiet that night. Some may say too quiet. Her daughter was out at the tennis club, playing some sort of interim round robin thingy, some shite anyway. And her husband, well, he'd just finished work himself. It was his job to take the spaniels out for a walk. 2 lovable little tykes, loved by all. Maybe I'll have a pims on my own, she thought. Her hand was reaching for the bottle under the sink, when all of a sudden she remembered the washing on the line. Should be dry as a bone, she thought. Probably. She stepped outside once more, into the crazy paved flagged arboreta jobby, and reached out for the first item of clothing she saw. A pair of Lee jeans, waist 28, leg 26. Strange, she thought. These are wetter than when I put them out this morning. And the sky, still not a cloud in sight. Her thought was cut short by a swift movement that she caught out of the corner of her eye. She was just in time to see a hand retreating into her son's window. What was in that bottle, she thought? Whiskey? Or piss? You decide.